and let me ask you guys a question. Like, who drives to school? Like, who drives to school? The car. All right, so it's a couple of guys. Like, what kind of transmission you guys have? Like automatic or manual? Do you guys know? Automatic? Auto? All right. Well, do you guys know how it works though? Like the mechanics of it? No. All right, today's your lucky day because I'm gonna tell you how it works. And with this knowledge, you can use to impress other people. Because if you know cars, a lot of people will like you.
Yeah.
I started getting into cars when I was like little, like maybe like 10, because my parents, well not my parents, but like my family, they were like mechanics, and my cousins like a bunch of grease monkeys. They like looking at cars, like being in cars. So I got kind of dumb for advice and everything about cars. So basically the basic types of transmission there are is only the automatic and manual. That's why today I'm going to tell you what a transmission is, how the manual transmission works, and how the automatic transmission works. So what is a transmission? Like what's the job? Well, a transmission is an important aspect in delivering power. The quote is from Eric Talberg. He defines a transmission in his article called "What is a Transmission?" from a website called Zi6.com as a system that allows power to be sent from a power source, most often from an engine or motor to a driving mechanism. So basically, a transmission just gets the speed of the engine or the RPM and changes it into torque, which is pulling power for the car to make the car move. And all kind of automotives have transmissions in them, no matter how old or how new they are. All kinds of cars have transmissions. But the first kind of transmission there was only the manual. But then eventually GM or General Motors created the automatic transmission for their customers as an option. So now you know what a transmission is. So let's find out what a manual transmission does. A manual transmission is a pretty simple transmission in the car. Miles Cook describes a transmission in Manual Transmission Basics from Edmund.com, which is a really good site. You guys should check it out for like car stuff. As an automotive transmission in which the driver shifts gears manually. Makes sense, right? So basically, a manual transmission has a set ratio gearbox, which every gear has a speed limit to it, a certain speed limit to it, and a clutch pedal, the dirt pedal, which when you press on the clutch pedal, the car, you can actually shift your gears in it. It allows you to shift gears. And basically, transmission is attached to the clutch housing, which houses your clutch, and that is attached to the back of the engine. So now you know a manual transmission. So let's find out what an automatic transmission is. An automatic transmission is much more advanced than manual. Scott Member defines an automatic transmission in Automatic Transmissions, What Makes Them Work, in his March 12, 2009 article from Edmund.com as a transmission that automatically shifts from gear to gear. Pretty straightforward, right? Automatic transmission. So basically, the transmission is attached to the back of the engine again. And it has, instead of a clutch, it has a torque converter. So that's why it doesn't have a third pedal. It has much more movements and fluid pressurized going in and out of the system. It's kind of like being stuck in traffic in LA. You guys like been stuck in traffic, right?
Yeah.
It's a real mess. And instead of a set ratio gearbox, it has a planetary gear set. And what a planetary gear set does is it allows the cars to shift by locking a certain number of gears. Say like you put in D4, some cars have D4 or just D. That allows the car to just go through all the gears, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. And it also has a clutch pad, which allows the car to move when there's enough fluid pressurizing the system. So now you guys know what two types of transmissions are. So now so today we learned about the types of transmissions and their tasks. So I hope today you learned what transmission is, how a manual transmission works, and how an automatic transmission works. And remember, knowledge is power, and power is impressive. So use this knowledge to impress others. Thank you.